Boom, we're in the room. How are you all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Excuse me, got a bit of frog in my throat there. We're going to do a quick 10-minute training, how to grow a highly relevant network of potential hiring managers on LinkedIn, all right? This training has some information in, all right? I'm going to give you that now, and then I'll start the clock and we'll walk through the 5 key ways you can grow your network on LinkedIn. At the end, I'll let you know how you can get your hands on a masterclass for exactly this subject, which covers it in a whole lot more detail so that you too can have a rapidly growing, highly relevant network of potential hiring managers on LinkedIn. Why do you want one? That's the big question, is it? Why? What's the point, Johnny? You know, there are 2 really massive practical reasons why you want one. Okay, the alumni that I work with on the program that I run do this, and they do it because it speeds up their job search. That's the output, right? You just get your ideal job faster, right? And the reason for that is that when you add highly relevant connections on LinkedIn, 2 things occur. One is when you do content, it's a percentage of your first level connections that get to see your content, and if they comment on it and if they like it, then the algorithm will see that and give your content a bit of a distribution boost. And if they don't like it or don't comment on it, then it will just leave it there. It won't push your content out. That percentage is about 10% of your network. So you ideally would like your network to be as large as possible to get that percentage up, so that 10% of your network, whatever that number turns out to be, are getting your content in their feed just to see how it goes. And if it's good content, then you're away. So being visible is a big part of that. The other big invisible part is this: when you or when anybody does a search for someone on LinkedIn, you know, I'm a hiring manager, I've got some keywords, I fling them in and see who pops up. It tends to be, it's not absolute, but it is a very strong bias that my first level connections appear higher up in the search rankings. So if you're someone else's first level connection, you're going to appear higher up in their search results, which is clearly what you want. Yeah, you want to be, you know, languishing down in sort of pages 7, 8, and 9 where they're never even going to see you. That's not helpful. So growing your network has 2 massive benefits in terms of getting you visible to hiring managers, and that speeds up your job search. So let's have a little talk about how we're going to do that. And then at the end, I'm going to give you all an opportunity to get your own masterclass for this. There's no charge for that, by the way. There's no sales pitch coming. The masterclass is free. But you can really get your mitts on that and be able to implement this for yourselves. Ooh, how exciting. So there are 5 ways in which you can grow your network on LinkedIn. The obvious one is just, you know, doing that very slow LinkedIn invitation request, you know, send a message or not, as the case may be, and hope they say yes. And if you're doing that, you're going to get about 10% say yes. There is a far, far superior way, okay? I want to introduce you to the concept of lions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live onto LinkedIn, actually going to do this in real time for you, all right? So boom, there we are. We're on LinkedIn right now. And a lion is just somebody, you want to search up here, that's it's a LinkedIn like that. So if I just do lion like that in capital letters, and I search for people, then I just want to show you an example of one. Let's have a little look. There you go, there's one. Michael Bonasso, whoever he is, he's a headhunter. And you see he's written lion after his name there, Lion in capital letters. Obviously, I'm not after Philip, who works at Big Lion Productions, but Anthony, he's written it after his name there, Lion. All right. And Lion just stands for LinkedIn Open Networker. All right. And what that means is that anybody who's got or self-designated themselves a lion, you can just decide you are one and tell the world that. It means that you will always accept someone else's invitation to connect. Yeah, you are an open networker, a LinkedIn open networker line. And that's really helpful, because if I was a financial services project manager in London, then I could do this. Oops. Financial services and project management. We've got all the yay, and a lion. And there's 682 people with those keywords on their profiles, including Flo Lattery, whoever Flo is a LinkedIn Open Networker. Sean is a LinkedIn Open Networker. And these people are vaguely related to what I do, the financial services and project management, yeah? And you can see that Flo's been a project manager, and she, commercial lending, that is in financial services. And that's helpful to me. So if I connect to Flo, or Sean, or whoever it is, yeah, let's move on. They are going to have a truckload of their own connections, all right? I mean, there's another one. Aletha, let's flip open Aletha's profile. And Aletha's, yeah, I think 18,000, nearly 19,000 followers. And that's because Aletha's a LinkedIn Open Networker. So when you connect to Aletha, Aletha's definitely going to say yes because she's a lion. Then all of Aletha's connections become your second level connections, yeah? And that's really, really helpful because when you go back up here, you can, after you've connected to some lines, they're all going to say yes, so you don't need that many, half a dozen will say yes. If I do that instead and do a search, yeah, and I'm just going to filter by people, and I can filter by connections and do second level connections. You're going to have a ton of those second level connections because they're all the first level connections are the people that you've just connected to who are lions, and there's going to be loads of those because they're LinkedIn Open Networkers. And if there's any in here you particularly like the look of, you can connect them and you can send them a message. Let's just stop sharing that. Let's go back to you. Hello. You can send them a message, all right? And that message is one that gets you a much, much higher connection rate, so 30 to 50% of the time rather than 10% of the time, so 3 to 5x faster. And that message is all contained in the masterclass, but it basically means you can say, hi, we're mutual connections of somebody else, so you're no longer a complete stranger, you actually got someone mutual in contact, in common. I'd like to share my network with you, and I'm happy to introduce you to any if you want me to, please connect. And 30 to 50% will, as opposed to 10%, which it dramatically accelerates the growth of your LinkedIn network on using the invitation request. So rather than waste 100 and only get 10 replies, instead get 30 to 50 acceptances for the same 100 invites by just proceeding it with that little lions exercise. If you didn't follow that, because I went through it quite quickly, it is all in the masterclass, okay? So I'm going to give you free access to the masterclass when we're done. The other thing you can do, let me just scooch on back. I'm just going to open up that screen again so I can show you something. Ta-da! There it is. We should be looking at what I'm looking at. Yeah, you are. There we go. So if we just go back to here, all right, go to My Network, all right, and go to Connections. All right, see over here, it says Add Personal Contacts, okay? And under there, if you click More Options, there it is. I can literally upload my Gmail address book or my Yahoo address book or my Outlook address book, or a subset of it, because I can delete ones I don't want, like my auntie. But all the business contacts in that address, I can load it up to LinkedIn, who will then do a match to see whether or not the email address I've got in my contacts matches anybody's profile on LinkedIn, and then LinkedIn will send them a personal invitation to connect with you. An officially endorsed LinkedIn email saying, "Hey, Johnny's on LinkedIn. You're connected to Johnny. You should connect on LinkedIn too." And they'll do as many of those as you want to send them. How lovely is that? Yeah. So let's just go back to there and take it off the screen. So that's way number 2. Obviously, you've got your invitation request, the regular ones. Yeah, you can do that. You've also got groups. You can join groups on LinkedIn. And when you join groups on LinkedIn, you can, in fact, why don't I just show you this again? Hold a second. I'll go back in. Here we go. There we go. If I go into LinkedIn and just go back to there, let's go to my profile, scooch on down. Where's my groups? There you go. So I'm a member of 80 groups, and I think you can belong to up to about 100 of them, right? But if I was in, let's take that financial services project management again. So if I just do that search, but instead of looking for people this time, yeah, posts or jobs or people, I'm going to look for groups, okay? And there are 386 groups, And some of these are going to have, and like this one's got 2,000 members in, and so it goes on. All right, so you want to just join the groups that there's 4,000 members there. This one's only got 112. We wouldn't bother with that. That one's got 41,000 in. These are the groups I want to belong to. Okay, and then what you do is, let's just go back. Dun, 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 dun. Let's just go to those groups again. Groups. Show all. Let's have a little look. Let's find a group that's useful. Here we go. There's one. So there's 171,000 members in this group, which is great. Tons of people. Kind of the level that I operate at, which is excellent. So I want to click through to that group if it will let me. Don't know what's going on there. Oh, I see. It's just loading incredibly slowly. All right. So I'm going to click through that group, and as soon as it launches, I will show you how you can search within that group to find people that are highly relevant to you, and then you can message those people. Let's just see if that will launch. No, still being slow. LinkedIn's having a bit of a slow day. When you go into the group, you can search for people that are relevant to you. You can then message those people. Here we go. So can you see over here? It says 171,000 members. If I click show all, they're all going to pop up. There's absolutely pages and pages of them. Okay, but I can search over here. Yeah. So I might put in program. Oh, LinkedIn's been really slow. I can do a search in here. Right, let's see. No, LinkedIn's not having it. Oh, here we go. Program manager. And now all the program managers have, you see, it's rearranged them all. And so I've got some program managers here, and I can just message them. So I can click let's just click that off. Let's find another one. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, there you go. I can just write a message to Rajani and just say, hey, Rajani, we're both members of the CXO group. Happy to share my network with you. If you want to contact any, just let me know and I'll help you out. In the meantime, head on over to my profile and hit connect. And again, you're going to get a 30 to 50% uptake on that, which is lovely. Stop sharing. Let's go to there. Ooh, that's lovely, isn't it? And you can do that an unlimited number of times because you're a member of the group. They don't even have to be connected to you. How helpful is that? You can message people that aren't first level connections because you're members of the same group. So I could send out 500 of those messages and I'll probably get 150 to 250 of them go, okay, cool. Head over to my profile and hit connect and they can connect to me. So now we're really growing our network fast, yeah? And of course, when you do content on LinkedIn, you can request people connect to you. Yeah, you can, let's see if I can show you one. Well, there it is. Right. Let's open that up and do this and do that. Boom. Okay, so we'll look. Don't know what's going on there. Let's move that. I've just picked on this person because I happen to know Richard, and I know he does lots of really good content. Let's show his activity, and then go to posts. Let's see Richard's posts. And when Richard does a post, he suggests people connect with him. It's as simple as asking. And so there are 5 ways which will rapidly grow your LinkedIn network with highly relevant hiring managers, everybody. And that will dramatically shorten the time it takes for you to get a job because you'll be much, much more visible with your chosen hiring manager network. Yeah. Now, if you want to get your mitts on a 45-minute masterclass that goes into that in a lot more detail, step by step, all the little micro steps so you can follow it yourself, then just put in LinkedIn Network Masterclass into the comments right now. And everybody who does that will be invited to watch the masterclass for free because I'm a good guy like that. Yeah. So there you go. If you put in LinkedIn Network Builder Masterclass or LinkedIn Network Masterclass in the comments, please. All right. That will show you in detail, step by step, how to explode the growth of your LinkedIn network with highly relevant hiring manager contacts so that you can become visible to them when they go looking, and so they get to see your content when you write it, and you're basically front of mind when they need to hire someone. All right. So, how'd you like that one? What was the one big takeaway you got from today's 10-minute training, everybody? Let me know. Also, whilst you're having to think about what you got out of today, if you want to just share the love with other job seekers, which I think would be a nice thing to do a one-line post on LinkedIn. Just watch the free 10-minute job seeking training with Johnny Walker and stick down your comment, whatever you thought about it was good or what you got out of it, your one big takeaway. And we will comment on your post with a replay link to the show. And that way you can get some visibility yourself. I get some eyeballs on you. I've got about 20,000 hiring manager contacts in my LinkedIn, and you're away. Yeah, we'll do that. And also, it's just if somebody else had seen something useful, you'd want them to share it with you, right? So let's just be good job seeking citizens. So there you go. Just comment LinkedIn Network Masterclass, and you will be sent the link to that. No opt-in required, I don't think. I think you just get the link and watch it. So it's all good stuff. You've got another chance to accelerate your job seeking performance on Monday. 5-day accelerator starts on Monday. So make sure you grab your spot on that. 5 to 30 minutes a day. I'm going to give you something magical to do, and you will have by Friday nailed what your ideal job is and be able to articulate it in a compelling way. Your elevator pitch, your CV summary, your LinkedIn banner, your LinkedIn headline, all be done by Friday. All right. So that's going to be some pretty magical stuff. We're going to do an hour's worth of coaching in the evenings as well, just on any old subject that you particularly want. All right. So a bit of a free for all in the evenings, some very high value stuff. And if you want to do a post on LinkedIn, just letting other people know, in exchange for which I will share with you a percentage of my 20,000 hiring manager contacts and get some eyeballs on you by commenting on your post, then please do that. And if you want the masterclass, do what Matthew's just done. LinkedIn Network Masterclass, says Matthew. Everybody else just does the same, and you will be given exactly what you asked for. That's it. Love you all. I'll see you next week for another 10-minute training. Otherwise, I will see you on Monday for the 5-day job seeking accelerator. There are going to be absolutely hundreds of you on it, and often we get results within the week. So grab your spot on that, please, and I'll see you then. Take care.